What is going on, guys? I hope everybody's having a good Thanksgiving. Welcome back to the channel. Alright, so today I finally got the DHgate version of the shoes for the Jordan 34 that I said I was going to get, and I was going to do a comparison of both shoes and kind of look at the differences between the original and the DHgate version. So without any further waiting here, we'll go ahead and get going on this. Alright, so I got both pairs of shoes here, and just going to talk about something real quick. So last year when I did the 33 comparison with the DHgate version, I got a lot of people telling me why didn't I buy the same colorway. So this year I went ahead and did that. I bought the same exact colorway just to be able to match them or compare them next to each other. Now, another reason I do the comparison, so you guys know out there, a lot of people were saying that just a lot of the comments were really negative comments on there, and there was people going back and forth on the shoes. So the reason I do this is because there are people out there that cannot afford a $180 pair of gym shoes. There are kids out there that want these shoes and the parents cannot afford $180 gym shoes. Well, if you go to DHgate, these shoes run between $45 and $110 or $120 depending on the seller and depending on how they're made, the quality of the material, and the construction of the shoe. This one here is a middle of the line. They were $85 plus tax and shipping. They were about $100. So I paid middle of the line, and that's what I'm comparing them to. This particular seller, I will put his link on the description and where you could get him. He has all the colorways on his line, on his page, and if you want to get it from him, I will put it on the description. Now, let's go ahead and get going with the video and then kind of compare and kind of look at the differences and how you can tell the shoes apart. But again, this video is just for educational purposes only and not to basically knock either the seller or Nike or anybody out there with you can't not afford this shoe, or why did you get this shoe, why didn't you just buy this shoe, or whatever the comments were. So again, we're just going to do a quick look at both shoes, compare them, and that's going to be it. And at the end of the video, I will let you guys know how the 33s are doing from DHgate that I bought last year. So stay tuned, and let's go ahead and get looking at these two shoes and comparing them. Alright, to start off with the boxes, of course, pretty much similar design to the boxes. Where you see the big difference is going to be in the lettering, in the engineering for flight. The DHgate version, it is not as translucent as it is and as bold as it is on the original version, as well as the size tag. This is the DHgate version tag, and this is the original tag. Of course, you can see the 9.5 on there. The lettering is different. On the back of the box, the big difference is, for some reason, the DHgate version tag has this giant tag on there that's all in Chinese or Japanese writing on there. The other difference is the original version has these perforated little holes all over it, as the DHgate version does not have those. It actually has it's very smooth. It's not as perforated and as pronounced. When opening the boxes, they open similar ways. Pull the tabs out and both boxes pretty much kind of just slide out to reveal the shoes in them. I'm not going to talk about the paper or anything like that. As we get to the shoes. Now, here are the shoes. Looking at them from this point of view here, you can hardly tell the difference of which is the original. As we keep looking at the shoe, I'm going to give you another shot here that you can hardly tell them apart. Now, you guys may be able to tell something real quick on the difference on that front toe box, but alright, so looking at the shoe, the materials are completely different. I'm not sure what material they use here. It's kind of a suede. I'm not sure exactly if it's a cheaper form of suede, but it feels completely different, not as smooth. Same thing with the mesh on the actual shoe. Now, on the front here, this insert here is completely different than the original version. If we look at the original one, the insert goes all the way through the front box, all the way down to the forefoot area. And the number 34 is completely different. On the original, the X's and the 4 are a lot brighter red than they are on the DHgate version. And also, the DHgate version is not as bold as it is on the original. So on the DHgate version, also the build quality of the stitching is not as clean, and on this side here, this is very smooth. On the original version, the stitching is a lot cleaner, as well as this side here is the texture. You could actually feel you have more of the mesh kind of woven into this area here, and you kind of just feel that as you run your fingers through there. As we get to the front of the shoe here, the actual toe box on the shoe, the braille on here that says 23 on the actual shoe, you can see it's nice and smooth with the stitching. And this is the DHgate version. It's all over the place. You can't even barely feel that on there. And same thing with, again, the mesh on the front of the shoe here. You can see it's a little bit off white, and the toe box is actually more rounded than it is on the original version, which has more of a pointier toe box. than the DHgate version. Alright, as we look at the tongue here, the tongue on this one is actually a little bit taller than it is on this one, this side here. That's the DHgate version. And as we look at the shoelaces, the actual laces on the original version are flat lace with a lot of specks on there, little white specks on there. And the DHgate version has more of a rounded lace, and the specks are not as visible. They're kind of more built into the material on this one. As we look at the tongue, the stitching on the tongue is like immaculate. It's really nice, really set up. And on the DHgate version, it's like just kind of like stitched it or glued it on there. It doesn't even look like it's actually stitched on. And same thing with the suede material. This feels like a cheap new book material compared to the suede that it does on the original version. Alright, as we look at this band-aid they had here, this is the DHgate version. A lot smaller, the red is darker, and on the original version, that band-aid looks a lot thicker with a lot brighter red than it would normally be on the DHgate. Alright, so look at these tabs right here on how inconsistent they are on the DHgate version right here. This one's big, the other side is smaller. On the original version, both are very consistent with the size that they are. This one does look a little bit bigger than this one, but not as bad as they are in the DHgate version, where this one's just huge and the other one's just very, very small. Now, if we look at the sole at the bottom of the shoe here, where the numbers come out for telling you it's the Jordan 34, right here, look at this one comes out almost to where it meets this piece right here, the outsole, and this one does not. Now, in the Jordan, on both pairs, or left and right shoe I should say, they both kind of come out and meet that outsole area. And the zoom unit right here on the DHgate version, this piece does not come out all the way. You can see how it's like kind of missing a small piece right there, where on the original version you can see how it comes out all the way. Same thing with the material on the original version, is a lot smoother. This one feels like a little bit grainy. I'm not sure what kind of plastic they use on the DHgate version compared to the original version, but the plastics do feel a little bit different. As far as design, they kind of both look exactly alike, though, from the side of the shoe right there. As we go back up to the front plate here, this small plate right here with this little design on the DHgate version looks very similar actually. I'm not sure if they took the exact same plate, but does not look any different than it does on the original version. You even got the eclipse design on the sole of the shoe right down there, just like you would on the original version, which is this right here. Again, not much of a difference. Very slight little things here and there, maybe with the perforations on there. Alright, so looking at the bottom of the shoe, kind of the same finish, same herringbone traction on the shoe. Has the small dots on there saying that it has the zoom air unit at the bottom. Again, I don't know if it actually has zoom air unit. Now, the thing here is that the finishes on this are a lot cleaner on the original version than you can see on the DHgate version. That's the DHgate version finish there. Look at that 19, how it hits the rubber piece on there, where on the original version, it's got some space between the 19 and the actual rubber. Now, wearing the actual shoes, they are pretty much true to size. A 9.5 is a 9.5. It actually feels a little bit tighter, but again, they do feel comfortable. Now, I don't know if it has an air zoom unit just like the original does, but it does feel comfortable, just like the 33s did. They feel very comfortable. Same thing with the traction. They are very, very stable. If you were to play basketball on these, I have not played basketball on these. I have on the original, but not on these yet. But they don't feel much different in weight and in stability. They feel completely, just the materials and some of the finishes that you can probably tell, like I showed you on these, be the main differences on the shoe. Alright, so if you guys want to get it, go to the Mood store, type in Mood store when you go to DHgate, Mood_store, and then you could see everything he has in there. Now these shoes again are between $74 and $83, and he's got a couple other pairs in there. You get some Kyries, some LeBrons, and other pair of Jordans he's got on there. So check them out if you want to get some shoes from him. They are pretty good quality from him. Alright, so that was a quick look of the Jordan 34, the original version, and the DHgate version. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope it was informative to you guys, and you can make your selection either with going with the original pair, or if you can't afford it, or if you just don't want to buy the original pair and spend $180, you can always get a DHgate version of the shoe and spend a heck of a lot less money and still get some quality shoe itself. So now, as I did say at the beginning of the video, I was going to talk about the Jordan 33s that I bought last year and see how they're doing. The Air Jordan 33s from last year, they're still holding up. I don't play basketball in them, and actually I don't recommend playing basketball in them. I tried them out on the court once or twice. They are dirty because I use them around the house. They are still comfortable shoe. I still wear them everywhere. If I go to the store real quick, if I just doing stuff around the house, I do wear the gym shoes themselves. The reason I don't recommend wearing them is because over time, these straps here actually, right in there, those straps are basically supposed to be tightened down, which again, this doesn't have a mechanism on there, get really loose and you have no stability on the center part of your foot. So that's the reason I don't play basketball in them, but they're still comfortable shoe to wear, and I still wear them around the house. I was actually wearing them right now, just took them off my feet to show you guys and do a quick look at the shoe and see how they're doing. So they're still intact and they're still going strong. So that's the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you next time with possibly more likely a car video on my car. So take care and have a great Thanksgiving.